Okay, good. Come on, let's get started. So I'm assuming that I'm audible now to all of you. And yeah, right. So we were on raw.io. Audible, right? Once again, I'm sorry, I'm asking again and again. So, okay, thank you. Thanks. So see, this is what we were discussing that here in this application, that the one that we developed, you remember the servlet stuff? And we had servlet application. And but here the one that we developed, yesterday was a Spring application. Did we create any servlet out here in the Spring application? Did we create a servlet? Did we write any servlet here? Correct? We did not write any servlet. Absolutely. So, see, understand one thing. Anything that is related to web in Java world always goes through the servlet API. Unless you are using the latest stuff, Jetty server, sorry, not Jetty, Netty server for reactive web. Forget about that for the moment, but just, okay, I said forget about that, but I didn't make a mention. So just remember that there is something called Netty server where Spring MVC is not used and a different API is used. It's not the servlet API, it's a different API altogether, which is a non-blocking API. Just remember these some kind of terms like non-blocking and netty server and reactive programming, reactive web. You will find this here. You will find this Spring Reactive. Right. Spring Reactive. Oops, why am I here? Here it is, Spring Reactive. Reactive microservices with Spring Boot using Project Reactor. Right, so this is this contains, so this is servlet container servlet API, whereas here it is not the servlet API. It is Spring, it is reactive streams adapter and netty servlet 3.1 plus containers. Right, so this is also based on servlet. This is, but then the underlying API is Spring Webflux and not Spring MVC. Right, and the architecture here is a bit different. So point is, in the Spring application, we don't need to create servlets. We keep on creating our controller classes. And these are the controller classes which will have a request processing logic written, as same as we used to write a request processing logic here in the servlets. But you know how many servlets we keep on creating here? If it's a servlet application, we keep on creating servlets after a servlet. But here, instead of creating servlets after a servlet, we will keep creating controllers after a controller. And one very important thing, friends, so you now have to give me the name of name of the classes, right? Typically, that's how it is. The name of the classes. What will be ideally the name of the classes if these are the model entities that I'm talking about? Suppose this is customer, so I'm talking about say product. I want to write an application in which there is customer maintenance as well as product maintenance. Ideally, what must be the name of the controller class? Tell me. What must be the name of the controller class? Tell me. So in order to create a product, in order to update a product, in order to delete a product, in order to get the product, what will be the name of the class that will manage request processing logic? Tell me. Am I audible? Product controller. Yes, no, not the maintenance controller, product controller, correct? Yes, product controller. What will be the name of the class that will implement the business logic with respect to creating, updating, and deleting? Yeah, my question is, what will be the name of the class that will manage the request processing logic of product management, product related, create, update, delete product? What would that be? Product controller. And the name of the class is correct, service, product service. Yes. P capital, S capital, product service. That's the naming convention. So the class that manages the business logic of creating, updating, deleting, many other things, depleting, adding to the inventory and stuff and all, everything with related to product, the business logic related to the product will be in product service. Very good. And then give me the name of the class that will manage the database related logic with respect to product maintenance. Tell me, what will be the name of the class? Yes, product DAO. Press product DAO. Excellent, product DAO. And what will be the name of the interface that the Spring JPA based interface, I repeat, Spring JPA based interface, that means my interface will be extended from that JPA interface, which will help me to connect with the database and talk to the database product repository. Perfect. Perfect. Excellent. Very nice. Very nice. So you see, if it's product, then I will have product controller. Product. Very good. Product controller. And then I will have, likewise, I will have product service. And then I will have product DAO. Product DAO. And then I will have product repository. Okay, this is how it is, and you know the significance of each one of these. Now you very well know the significance of each one of these. What is the significance, friends? You know the significance, right? You know the significance. This is supposed to manage what logic? What logic? Control logic of what? Of what? Request processing. Okay, this is what it is supposed to do. What is this supposed to do? Implement what? The business logic with respect to product management. Okay, everything with respect to product management. Product DAO, database logic, goes here with respect to product, correct? And product repository, okay, this connects to the database and provides ORM related features. See this, see the way I have documented things here. It provides the product related, it provides the ORM related features. See this, friends. This is ORM related features. Here the highlight is business logic. Here the highlight is database logic. Okay, database logic. And here the highlight is controller. It's a controller logic. Okay, I better say just simply control logic. So this is with respect to product. Now, likewise, needless to say, if it is invoice, come on, tell me. If it is invoice, you give me the name of the classes now. Come on. If it's an invoice service that I want to implement, tell me. How would that look like? So this is for the product. So this is for the customer, right? Customer. This is for the customer. And then this is for product. And this is going to be for, suppose if I say invoice, then yes, very good. So you will have, okay, this was not production. This is supposed to be product controller, correct? Here also it is product controller. Right, so it is supposed to be what? Invoice controller here, invoice controller. Here you will have invoice service. Invoice service. Here it will be invoice DAO, very correct, right, friends? And then here, and I hope you're getting the name of the classes exactly. I'm expecting you all not to write in English, but write in the vocabulary of your web-based application. So write one word, you know, exactly give me the name of the class. This is going to be invoice repository, correct? Invoice repository. This is what it is supposed to be. Now I have questions. I'm asking the same thing again and again. You know, ghuma fira ke, like we say that in Hindi. You know, ghuma fira ke, it is the same thing. Like, you know, here and there, I'm just twisting my words, but then I'm asking and I'm talking about the same stuff. My question now is, my question is, will you ever write any business logic which is specific to product? In invoice or in customer, will you ever write any business logic related to product? Never. Now, another question. Another question. I will keep on shooting questions. You give me the right answer, and I'm the happiest person on earth. Okay. Or else, otherwise, anyways, I'm going to help you out, and you must know. Okay. Now, my question here to you all is, I have some logic to implement. I have some logic to implement. It's like the due date of an invoice must be automatically calculated as 45 days from the date of the invoice. Where will I write code for this? Among all of these classes that you have here, of all of these classes that you have over here, in which class will you write this logic? No. Which DAO? Now, see, this is really bad. I have the name of the classes. Arey, you're talking about. I want you to give me the name of the class, yeah? You're telling just simply DAO. I am very specific. No, that's wrong answer. Very bad. Very, very bad. Is that related to the database? Is that a database logic? Is it related to select, update, insert, delete? Is it related to how do I talk to the database? Is it related to JPA? Is it related to JDBC? Is it related to JDBC template? Is this logic anything to do with that? Don't you think the same logic will apply even if I store the data in a text file? Come on, yes or no? Is this related to how you store the data in the database, or this is the business logic? This is the business logic, isn't it? And this business logic holds true whether you have a database, you don't have a database, you don't have a software. So this is the part of your business logic, isn't it? This is the part of your business logic. And is this, I'm saying the due date of the invoice. And you dare give me half-baked answers, huh? Don't tease me, please. Don't give me answers like DAO and controller. Name of the classes are here and try and understand what I'm asking. You're giving me vague answers. Give me concrete answers. Don't give me abstract answers. Then don't let me figure out what you are trying to say. Be very specific. I'm sorry for being harsh. So it's related to what? This business logic is related to what? Is it related to product? Is it related to customer? I am saying the due date of an invoice. Once again, now unanimously tell me in which class do you think I'm going to write this logic? Once again. Again, Ada, invoice. Is there a class called invoice over here? Yes. You better give me the full name of the class and be very specific. Yes, invoice service. Correct. Correct. Right. Okay. Now, tomorrow, if I decide, again, another question. If I decide to store my customers not in MySQL, but I want to store all the customer data in Cassandra or maybe MongoDB. You might have heard of MongoDB, right? For sure. And accordingly, there will be a change in the way I talk to the MongoDB database. In which class do you think I will have a change? In which class do you think I will have a change? Yeah, you better answer Rakesh privately only. That's good. See, what is Anindya saying? Anindya, where are you, Anindya? I'm saying I have to change the logic of how I store customer data instead of storing it in. Now, Devdeep, you're also wrong. Please give me one word and exactly the name of the class and with the right spelling and with the right case. Yeah, Anindya, what am I saying? You're saying invoice DAO? You're saying invoice DAO? So Anindya, hello, you're listening to me, Anindya? Anindya? Okay, then that's okay. Otherwise, I would give you an example, Anindya. That no, Devdeep, the spelling is still wrong. I did not use DAO in lowercase. Be very specific. See the name of the classes that I have given over here. Yes, correct. Okay, now I have, let me explain this in another way. So, Anindya gets married. Anindya, are you married? I don't think so. Okay. So, Anindya gets married. And between Anindya and his wife, there is an understanding that Anindya will take care of making the house. He will become a housemaker. And he loves doing that. Okay. And his wife will do programming, work from home. right? And if there is a implementation to be done to cook egg curry today, whose responsibility will it be? Will Anindya do it or Anindya's wife will do it? Who's going to do it? Hey, there is no answer, Anindya. That's bad. Anindya, what do you think? Who's going to do it? Yes, 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 yes. Anindya is going to do it. Correct? And that's fun. There is nothing bad about it. That's beautiful stuff. So this is what it is, you know. So you need to identify the right classes and distribute the right responsibilities to those classes. I repeat, you need to identify the right classes and distribute the right responsibilities to those classes. You must know where you're supposed to write, which logic is supposed to be written where. So now once again, listen to me very, very carefully. If there is anything with respect to, okay, now let's come back over here. So suppose there is a method implemented in product controller to add a new product. I repeat, to add a new product. And the ID of the product, I repeat, the ID of the product cannot be a string, it has to be an integer. The ID of the product that is sent from the browser is supposed to be an integer. It must be a digit value and it cannot be a character value. It must be 101, 102, 103. It will come in the string format, but it cannot come in the string format as 102A or A102 or something like that. Where do you think you're going to write that logic? Will you write it in the product service class? I'm saying product, Anikendu. Now again, you are hearing it wrong. I'm saying product, the ID of the product controller, right? The ID of the product ID cannot be correct. Correct. Then there is another logic that there must be a while processing, you know, there must be, so suppose while creating the product, the user has a form on the browser. User enters all the details and he clicks on submit while creating a new invoice. Okay, forget about product. I'm talking about invoice. I'm talking about invoice. And there is an invoice creation form. Okay, the user fills up the entire form and user clicks on submit. The date that is entered by the user must be in DDMMYYYY format. Where will you write this logic to check whether the date that the user has entered on the form is in DDMMYYYY format? Yes, the invoice controller. Correct, in the invoice controller. Yes. And suppose you also want to take a decision. Suppose there is a parameter in the request called action. I repeat, I'm talking about still the invoice. I'm still talking about invoice maintenance. Now listen to this. I'm still talking about invoice. And if there is a parameter called action, and if the value of that is equal to edit, then I edit the existing invoice. If it is equal to create, then I end up creating a new invoice. So I need to check the value of the parameter called action, whether it is equal to add or it is equal to edit. Based on that, I will make a call to the service. Now this is the logic. I need to get the value of the parameter called action, and I need to check the value whether it is edit or it is add. Where will I write this logic? The form was of invoice creation. There was an HTML form, invoice creation. User enters all the details. He clicks on submit. I need to check server side that there is a parameter called action sent by the browser or not, and what is the value of it. I need to check. Come on, which class? Invoice controller. Exactly, invoice controller. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yes, yes, exactly, exactly. Exactly, that's how it is. Perfect, perfect. So now I hope you are very clear. Any database related stuff you are going to write in the DAO classes of the respective entity. Now see the statement that I'm making, right? See, this is a blanket statement that I'm making. A blanket statement covers everything. Okay. Any logic that is related to database must be implemented in DAO class, right? In the DAO class. Now this is a blanket statement, hence I'm not saying product DAO and invoice DAO. You got that? This is how it is, right? So this is one important point that you must know of. Correct? One important point. Then another important point is this. So again, a blanket statement. Any business logic. Okay. Now, okay. So I said this, any logic that is related to the database must be implemented in the DA of respective entity. Respective entity. You got that? See, of respective entity. I will not make everything bold. Instead, I will just make DAO bold and entity bold. You see this now? And then similarly here, any logic rather, any logic that is related to business, you may or may not have software. Okay, you may or may not have software in that business, software in that business. Okay, the logic will still hold true. Okay, that logic will still hold true whether you have that software, whatever, so the moment you know that, okay, this is what I need to implement, you've got to ask yourself, is this what I'm trying to implement or what I'm asked to implement, will this be the reality in business, whether there is software or no software? Even if there is no software, will that still be the reality in business? If yes, it goes into the business logic class. So again, I will not make everything bold. So I have written any logic that is related to business. You may or may not have software in that business. The logic will still hold true, will be written in what? Business service class. Business service class of that respective entity. Of that respective what? Entity. You're getting the point? Okay, I will not make it horizontal. Instead, okay, I will put it here. So this is one blanket statement. This is another. And where should I put it? I don't want to put it down because you may miss on that. So I must put this right on the top. Okay, so this is one. Okay, so this is one important point. See, I'm putting all of these efforts so that this becomes, this comes as a very good documentation for you, and you can refer to this fantastic learning material, and that's it. You don't need to refer to anything else. So I go back here and then I put this here. So these are blanket statements. This applies to everything. Correct? Here you go. So this is DAO entity class. This is business service class, business service. I'm going the other way around. The first the DAO class I'm writing, then the business service class, and then any logic that is related to any logic that is related to controlling, or I'll say processing the request will go in which class? Come on, controller class. You got that? In the controller class of that respective entity. Once again, of that respective entity. So again, this is how it is. I'm going to mark this as this controller as bold, and then here you go. All right, and you will of course create an interface for the repository and so on. Now there is one interesting thing here, friends. See, we did not give customer here, so the customer is out here. Let me put this in this color, anyways, related to the database, right? And this is very important, customer, right? Very prominent customer. Here, what do you think the name of the entity is? Come on, what do you think the name of the entity would be over here in this case? In this case, what would be the name of the entity? Come on, it's the product entity, isn't it? And this is the class that will be marked as what? You remember? At the rate entity. Got this? At the rate entity. And this is invoice, and again this would be marked as at the rate entity. Yes, this is model class at the rate entity. I'm being very specific as far as the annotation in Spring is concerned. Otherwise, in general, it's known as the model class. I repeat, in general, it is known as the model class. I hope you're getting this, friends. Very simple stuff, right? Do not forget this. You must and must remember this. Please confirm to me that you have understood each and every bit of what I have explained, because there is something coming ahead which will prove that you'll have understood or not. Which will prove that you have understood or not. Come on. Confirm to me that you have understood this entire stuff that I have explained to you. Please confirm. Fast. Very correct. Okay. Good. So now, this is what you're going to do for me. In the existing application, in the existing application, in this application, tell me what is the name of the entity for which we have done the entire implementation. What is the name of the entity? Tell me. What is the name of the entity? Which entity? Is it product? Is it invoice? Or it is customer? Good. Good. In the same project, my dear friends, in the same project, in the same project, in the same project, can you implement? Can you implement product? Same stuff for the product and only one method. Here in the customer controller, I have 3, 4 methods, isn't it? How many methods do I have? Handle get customer, which gives me the list of all the customers. Handle home, handle update. I don't want all of this. I want only one thing to be implemented across all the layers, right from creating the table to creating the controller class. And just one thing that I need, handle get products. Okay, handle get products. Like you've got home over here. Instead of home, I want handle get products. Similar thing, just that instead of customers, it is supposed to give me products. Why Chandana is saying no? I didn't get you. No for what? Okay, anyways. So will you be able to do this or not? And I'll tell you how to get started. Don't get started now. Don't get started. Right? Don't get started. Wait. So first you all confirm. You all can do it, right? You all can do it. The name of the classes are right here. I will keep this open in front of you. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, Chandana, you are supposed to implement the way we have implemented for customer, the entire thing. I want you to do the implementation for product, wherein you just need to implement one function here in your product controller. Now you need to figure out, right? Product controller, which will retrieve the list of all the products and put it over here, right from creating a table in the database. So we have got only one table in the database, customer. I want you to create all the tables. Okay. I want you to create all the tables. And wait a minute. And wait a minute. I will give you the branch in which you will do changes. I repeat, I will give you the branch in which you will do the changes. So you please pull that branch. Got that? you check out that branch, rather, I would say you check out that branch. See what I'm doing here. See what I'm doing here. First of all, let me go back here. And okay, nothing is to be, pushed, no changes yet. So everything is clean. Everything is pushed to the server. Okay, it's there. From this JPA branch, I will make another branch and I'll say topic slash product, product. I'll just simply say product. I'll say product assignment. Okay, this is the name of the branch. I'll say create. So now this is my current branch. Now this has everything that we already have implemented. And now from here onwards, product assignment from here onwards. So this will be your branch. You will pull this branch on your machine and then you can commit it. You may push it. Don't push it because everyone cannot push to the same branch. Everyone, if they push to the same branch, there will be conflicts. You all will never push it. You all will always commit this. Don't commit and push. Only commit. Don't commit and push. Please confirm you have listened to this and you have understood and you have heard me. You will always commit after doing your work. You will not commit and push. You will only and only commit so that you can always switch to another branch which I may have worked on, and you will be able to get the code on in that branch. Is that very clear? Don't push, just commit the code. This committing of code will do the commit on your local machine and it will not go to the server. Right? Got that? Okay, so this is the branch that you're supposed to pull. Now, wait a minute. I will still write over here what is your assignment. I'll give you the assignment here. And here in the resources folder, I will create a file. Okay, I will give the name of the file as assignment, product assignment, I'll say. Okay, this is the file that I'm creating. It's going to be a text file. Okay, here you go. And see, I'm writing everything here. So what is the first thing that you're supposed to do? Create a new table called product. Again, ID, name, and rate of the product, 3 things. Second, you will create all the classes. I will not give you the name of the classes. You must figure out. Create all the classes, and we have already discussed all the classes that are needed across all the layers. Okay. What are the layers? You know very well. What are the layers? Come on. You've got, the layers. I will not tell you what those layers are. It's across all the layers. Okay. The implementation must work such that when I invoke on the next line slash products, it must, okay, of course, needless to say, http /localhost : okay, colon 8081/products. It must print on the console the list of all the products. Okay, list of all the products. And this printing must happen through the controller class, right? And then here also, please to add at least 3 products. Okay, like maybe laptops, 101 laptop, say rate is 2 lakhs. Okay, just say 200,000, something like that. Okay, whatever, right? So at least 3 products, for example. So this is the example. This is the first product. You can very well have 2 more products added. This is your assignment, friends. Okay, I am once again committing because this file needs to go, right? So that you have access to this file. And I will now commit and push. Okay, that's a push. It goes to your server, right? Yeah, it's done. It goes to the server. You take the pull once again. Maybe you delete the existing folder, or if you don't want to delete your existing folder, you can always rename it and then take the pull again. You get everything new, and make sure that you check out product assignment. And in product assignment, under resources, you will find this file. Under resources, you will find this file. And come on, you've got to complete this. How much time do you think this is going to take? Not more than 10-15 minutes max. Come on, you've got to finish this in 15 minutes. Okay, your time starts now. Get started. Your time starts now. Come on, friends.